Good afternoon. Hello. How are we doing today? Anybody stay up and actually watch the wedding at 3, 4 a.m.? A few of you? TiVo, exactly. I did the TiVo thing as well. Yes, I'm wearing this hat in honor of the royal wedding, not because I got an invite, just because. We are here, though, to celebrate our royalty, those working in the industry of mental health care, emphasis on care. We celebrate our honorees for standing up with their voice and their passion and their talent and allowing us all to be able to talk about mental health care with confidence. So thank you to all of the honorees, past and present, and we give you all a round of applause. I feel that I have encountered mental health issues in so many areas of my life with people that I've known. It starts with my own adopted brother who died at the age of 33 of a drug overdose. And Kita informs me that drug use and abuse, and something my brother once said was, I was sad every day of my life. Back then, we didn't talk about what that kind of sadness meant. But Kita informs me that would equal depression, perhaps. Definitely somebody in need of care and help. Back then, there wasn't too much of that. Also, with my Wednesdays Child program, I deal with children in foster care. If you know anything about that, you know they come from families of abuse, neglect, or abandonment. Might be a few issues there. So because of those two reasons, I continue the fight with you all on this issue, on this topic, to raise awareness and to be a voice, and to be that voice loud and proud. So I'm honored to be with you here today. You'll notice the room has a very festive, happy feel. Beautiful flowers, picnic table setting, and fringe napkins. Now, who did the fringing of the napkins? Gail, Kamer, Lieberfarb. Gail is the chair of the 2011 Awards Committee. Gail?
Old friends and new, welcome. Welcome to the extended family that's the heart and soul of Didi Hirsch Mental Health Services. A few minutes ago, the names of the guests who are leading mental health advocates appeared on the screen. Forgive us if there are oversights, but we have over 500 people here today. Before I begin, I would like to thank the Board of Directors of Didi Hirsch, our awards committee, and our leadership chairs, Merle and Peter Mullen, Jamie and Klaus Heidegger, Nancy and Miles Rubin, and Sherry and Garen Staglin. Would you all please stand? Marty. For 15 years, Didi Hirsch has honored leaders who have helped erase the stigma associated with mental illness. Our first honoree was Tipper Gore, who began a national dialogue by sharing her own family's history of depression. Since then, many others have taken great personal and professional risk by discussing their experiences openly. Others have worked tirelessly to reduce the impact and increase treatment for mental illness. Today we focus on the family, the core family, extended family, and the broader family we adopt as our own. When mental disorders affect a family member, the entire family suffers with and for them. The heartache, confusion, fear, and shame are shared by all. This year, Congressman Patrick Kennedy and Jamie Masada are Leadership Award honorees, and Logan and Nolan Miller are Beatrice Stern Media Award honorees, exemplify that it is indeed a family affair. Whether using one's personal story to champion legislation, underwriting treatment for an afflicted family of comedians, or crafting a tribute to a father ravaged by alcoholism. Each of them have shown that families pulling together can make all the difference. It is now, via Christine, my honor to have her tell you a little bit about our leader who pulls all of us together, Dr. Keita Curry. Thank you.
Raise your hand if you do not know Keita. You've never met Keita. Everybody here's met Keita? Oh, okay, she is fantastic. I am so thrilled to tell you about the leader of the Didi Hirsch Mental Health Center. Without a great leader, you're not great. And Didi Hirsch is fantastic. Largely, I would say, I'm going to give you a lot of credit here, Keita, because of Keita Curry. Let me tell you, you probably didn't know, those of you who did know her, that when she was 10, she won a science fair for measuring the circumference of the Earth, or that her poems were published in an anthology with the likes of Robert Frost and E.E. Cummings, or that she received a medal from Nobel Prize winner Linus Pauling. Well, that was for running a 5K, and that's okay, we'll take the medal. Didi Hirsch has a CEO, and her name is Dr. Keita Curry. Under her leadership, Didi Hirsch's budget has grown from $15 to $30 million. However, when she asked me to do this, she says, "Do you believe in free speech?" I said, yes, because she says you'll be giving one for free this Friday. And Patrick, if you've read Maria Shriver's book, you know I stole that from Maria Shriver. Anyway, with the budget at $15 to $30 million, it's grown that much. That's twice as much funding for school-based counseling, outreach to the homeless, house calls to the elderly, suicide prevention, and so much more. Keita is as quick with metaphor as mathematics, and it all comes from her heart. She is a wonderfully passionate person about this issue. Didi Hirsch, CEO, Dr. Keita Curry.
Thank you. We all know that stigma comes from prejudice and discrimination. Whether it's the color of your skin or a mental illness or your sexual orientation, it turns out that telling people the facts just won't change their feelings. In fact, that's why even though now Americans know that mental illness is a disease, they still don't believe it's manageable, and they're not too keen on hiring us either. To change that, we have to live openly and work openly among people that fear us. But it's not that easy because besides the external stigma, we carry it within. Just the other day, one of Didi Hirsch's clients was talking about this very problem. He wants to stop taking his meds, and he wants to stop associating with people like him that have mental illness. And this disturbs him. It disturbs him that he wants to disown a part of himself. It disturbs me to think of how internal stigma has affected me in my life. When I was 5, I found out that my family had things to hide. My older sister Beth said, "Don't talk about that," when I asked a 5-year-old girl next to me, "Does your daddy beat your mommy too?" And when I went to college, I found out that my childhood was so out of the realm of normal, it was unbelievable. In a creative writing class, I wrote a true story about my childhood, and in the critique, one of the students said, "Well, those things just don't happen." And no one disagreed. And psychology taught me that I'm damaged goods. Kids whose parents are alcoholics are 4 times as likely to be alcoholics. If you have a history of suicide in your family, your risk is doubled. Mothers who are depressed send children off to school who commonly score lower on measures of school readiness. So who wants to be a member of that club? No one. But you know, we don't realize it's a really big club. kind of like Thomas Jefferson's family. No, we aren't losers. We're people that have strengths and weaknesses, just like everyone. You know, it's been my work at Didi Hirsch that's helped me tackle my internal stigma and speak out. And I couldn't have done it without my board of directors. No matter what I've gotten up here and said, you've always continued to believe in me. And that's why now when there's a big problem at Didi Hirsch, which usually involves the government or the budget, I say, thank God I had a shitty family. Because I am really good when there's a catastrophe. I have great survival skills. And I'm not ashamed to say that when there's a deadline, I have no problem staying up really late at night. Same thing when I have a poetic impulse. And it's because that little tiny mania that goes along with my big depression comes in really handy. Some other people must have that. And did you know, you've probably noticed, that the letters F, U, N are in the word dysfunctional? My sister Beth, the one that told me, we don't talk about that, came a long way too. Before she died, she frequently wore a pin that said, let's put the fun back in dysfunctional. Another way of saying that is, let's concentrate on the goods, not the damage we bring to the table. Thank you. I'm not standing up here to make you keep clapping. It's because I have one more thing to say. Since today it's about a family affair, I would like everyone in this room that in their family has had to deal with substance abuse or depression or some other mental illness. If you're a person that has a family like that, would you please stand? I told you it was a big club like Thomas Jefferson's family. Thank you.